Welcome to my visual diary number 4. In this chapter of my visual diary, we'll be talking about cutting ties and focusing on what's important to me. Who is Tatiana Aaliyah? Tatiana Aaliyah is from a small town and is number 4 out of 5 of her siblings. Growing up, I didn't have the best childhood, or in other words, I didn't come from a family-oriented family. I grew up my whole childhood basically with no father. We've been homeless several times and didn't grow up in the best neighborhoods. I always felt misunderstood as a child. Maybe it could have been from the lack of trying to understand what I actually was going through at such a young age. I may never know. I remember as a kid growing up wondering why we couldn't have what others had. As I got older, I realized the lack of me not having a father played a big role on why we didn't have a lot. This later led me to be a big outburst in school, having anger issues and all of the above. Fast forward to me being in high school and how things were going in high school. It was basically pretty much me being through so many different therapy sessions, going to counseling, and trying to figure out what was the root of my anger. And for some reason, it just never got any better because I felt like my counselors and therapy sessions did not help me. Due to me having good grades in high school, my teachers and principals decided that they did want me to stay in high school. They just felt like I needed therapy and counseling. However, I just felt like I was very depressed in high school and I was very suicidal. And if you are an OG on my channel, you guys know about the story time that I put my trust into a boy who actually publicly embarrassed me, and after that I was very suicidal. You guys, I was very depressed. Nobody understood what I was really going through, and I feel like I really didn't have anybody there for me, and it was one of the worst times of my life. Although I did have a few friends that were there for me mentally and emotionally, that's where I met my kid's father. Around this time, he was the only male that was in my life that was there for me mentally, and that's literally how I met my kid's father of Layla and Tayden. So fast forward, I found out I was pregnant with Layla, and I was very excited. I was 16, and I know you may look at it as, wow, 16 and pregnant is not something to be proud of, and you're absolutely right. I don't sit on my platform and brag about teen pregnancy. I brag about me being a mom at 16 because this is something that kept me going. Mind you, I was very suicidal. I felt like there was nothing out there that was going to keep me going, keep me living, but my daughter was the reason why I decided to keep pushing, keep going through. Now, if I had $1 for every time somebody told me that I wasn't going to be anything, I wasn't going to make it, I was going to be a stereotypical teen mom, and I'm going to be living off the government and all this extra stuff, I'd be rich, child. But I took it upon myself and I started my side hustle of doing nails. And obviously I still had my little part-time job, but I even started doing nails on the side, making my money. I even got my high school diploma when they said I wasn't gonna graduate, baby. Yeah, I graduated, period. Me graduating high school was one of my biggest accomplishments because I literally got my diploma. I started my own business. I started selling lip gloss, lashes, and my business was booming, y'all. I was also doing YouTube, so a lot of y'all know me from my entrepreneur videos, and I really started making a career pathway for myself because I was like, I'm not gonna be this stereotypical teen mom, the stereotype that we don't do nothing. I was gonna grind hard and hustle for everything that I got. Fast forward later, I did end up getting pregnant with my second baby, Tayden, and I got pregnant with Tayden when me and my kid's father was actually living together. We had found us a place, and at 18, I had my son, and at this point in my life, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was literally going down back to depression. I was very depressed. I wasn't happy. I wasn't satisfied in my relationship. I felt like it was a lot of toxic things happening between me and the kid's dad that I just felt like it was not worth staying and fighting for. So many relatives were telling me, you need to fight for your relationship because you need this man. You are 18 years old with 2 kids. What you gonna do? And I was doing it for family, and I was also doing it to please others, and that is one of my biggest mistakes I ever did. I do appreciate my kid's father. He is a great, amazing dad, but as far as relationship, we just didn't work. And I do appreciate everything he has done for my kids and has taught me. We done learned so much together, but we did have to call it quits on our relationship, and we ended up going our separate ways. And I actually ended up getting my own apartment, and y'all, me getting my own place was literally the best milestone of my life. I remember getting the keys to my apartment, walking into my apartment and crying like, oh my God, like I finally got something that I can call my own. Like I did this on my own. Me and my 2 kids have a nice, spacious apartment, and I can finally start a new chapter in my life, y'all. And literally, this is the freaking, like, I don't know, I learned so much in this apartment. Y'all done grew with me in this apartment. This is when I started taking YouTube seriously. Like, this apartment meant so much to me, and it definitely helped with my mental health. I wasn't all the way happy, but you know, I felt like throughout the breakup, I was trying to conquer it all. My business started doing well. Although my business was doing very well and I was happy, but I was still kind of saddened by the breakup. And I actually ended up having my 3rd baby. And obviously this is a huge gap. But to make a long story short, I definitely can say food for thought. Don't ever go with somebody when you're at your lowest, because everything would sound good in the beginning, but it would not end well in the end. And that was the point of my life where I met my 3rd baby, his dad, and it was very, very an interesting pregnancy, and it definitely resulted in me being very depressed throughout my pregnancy and after. I did want to make it to be a family, but things didn't work out, and that's when I started my new chapter in my life and decided that I wanted to get me a new place, and I got my new apartment. This was my new chapter. I was like, you know what? Things are not going well where I'm at now. Let's start it new. Let's start it fresh, and let's see where life takes us now, because through it all, I learned that self-love, that's why I preach self-love. Self-love is the best love. And once I started appreciating myself and knowing my worth, my happiness, my kids, like everything else started falling into place. Like, for real, y'all. Like, it just started falling into place for me. And I learned that my kids are come first. A man does not define me, you know, and my self-love comes first. And I love myself. I'm the happiest I can be right now. And that's just a little backstory of Tatiana Aaliyah.
Your whole vibe is, I can see myself being with you forever.
That's real beautiful. Kinda diggy too, you know that. But we're friends, and I'm in a situation. I'm in a relationship, and you know what that means.
Well, whatever I gotta do, I'll do for you.
You should put me in an awkward situation.
Is that look at my picture?
You taking a picture?
Yes.
So let's talk about this new chapter that I am currently in, y'all. And like I told y'all in the beginning, this new chapter I'm in, I'm literally cutting ties with people and focusing on what's important to me. I've literally been developing the skill of leaving people alone that do not benefit me, that do not show me any purpose, and that are toxic in my life. Some people are only around for a season and that is it. And it could be your own family that you have to cut off. And I've been cutting off people with no regrets, no remorse. And I've been so much happier when I cut them off. So this is something that I've been developing with a skill of mine, and I've been focusing on my money, my kids, being a great mom. Like, that is what literally comes first, okay? This is right after the ride.
Remember to grab your receipt. See you again soon.
So, to sum this chapter up, I just want to say that over this course of the few weeks, past months, I've been going through a lot, and I realized that it's probably because I'm surrounding myself around people that don't even really care for me for real. And I realized that in order for me to be a good mom, in order for me to be a great person, my mental health to be very good, I have to learn how to cut ties, cut people off, and include the ones that actually do care. So, if that means taking an extra time out my day to spend more time with my kids, because those are the only ones that I truly am around and I'm be with, and they really love me, and I'm just the happiest when I'm with my kids. So, in order for that to happen, I have to cut people off. I realized that family is not really family in my eyes, and it's okay. It's okay to cut those people off. And I've been very happy with me and my kids. I'm blessed, and everything that I've overcome throughout the years, I realize when I sit back and think about it that I have grown as a person, as a mother, as an individual, and I am happy with who I am. Period.